start with just a minute of quiet, a minute of mindfulness just to land. I don't know about you, but I need it. So close your eyes if you're happy to. Everything's an option today. So if I say do something you don't want to do it, don't do it. You're a free human being. Breathe, relax, feel your body. Check in with yourself. Say hello to yourself. Say welcome to yourself. And when you're ready, have a look, see who else is here. Go on gallery view. Steve's got dressed up specially because I told him he was scruffy last time. Erika's here helping me out. So we've got Erika as well. I'll get a different point of view on things. Look who's here. Don't they look nice? I know some of these people are nice. The rest look pretty friendly. Have a look who's here. Turn your camera on just for a minute if you wouldn't mind. It's nice to sort of say hello. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Hello, Laurie. Hello, Beta. Is it hello? That's our Sarah who does our Facebook. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Roger. Who else is here? Hello, Greg. Yeah, just saying hello. It's a normal human thing. It's not a personal growth, weird hippie thing. Just kind of checking everyone out like you would if you went to a workshop. You'd look around and say, who's here? Oh, Henrietta looks cool. I'll make friends with her in the coffee break. Stuff like that, you know? Yeah, good. Welcome. So what the hell are we doing? I've done this workshop quite a few times. People like it. We call it different things. Sometimes we call it the Ethical Marketing Dojo, Japanese word, a place of practice, how to unfuck yourself around money. Yes, there is swearing. Okay, there's a baby. Babies are cute. There's a flower. Okay, there's a kitten. Everyone likes kittens. I'm saying nice stuff because this could be triggering around money. Money's a difficult subject. So there's some nice things. Okay. All right, that's enough nice things. No more nice things. Practicalities. It's 2021. You know how Zoom works by now, okay? But if you don't, ask Steve. Yeah. There won't be much time for questions. You can try a few in the chat. Maybe Erika will answer. I probably won't. I'll be busy teaching. It's going for an hour and a half. We won't go late. Just if you need to stretch or go to the toilet or smoke some crack or anything you need to do, just go for it, okay? It's not really confidential because it's being recorded. It's being recorded, Steve?
Yeah, being recorded.
Good. If something you don't want to do, don't have to do it. And, you know, be comfortable. Make sure you're here. It could be intense. It normally is with me. You've had the Walsh warning. Where did you find out about us out of interest? Where did you find out about us? Can you stick that in the chat? Was it a Facebook ad? Was it some of you on some of our courses already because I recognize you? What was it? Tinder, Crime Watch? Where's it from? How did you find out about those? Email. Yeah, all right. But how did you get on our email list? Friends. It's kind of, who listens to the podcast? Listen to the podcast. I never know who I'm speaking to. It's just like the abyss. I'm told thousands of people. YouTube. Okay, Tinder. Yeah, okay, not anymore. Podcast. Great. Okay, good to know. So who are you? I don't know who you are, most of you. Let's do a thing with cameras on, cameras off, okay? Actually, no, we can't because there's loads of people lurking with their cameras off. I don't mind if you're walking or stretching or doing your washing up. It's okay. I don't mind. You don't have to sit there like good schoolboys. Yeah. In the chat, what do you do for a living? The short version, because no one's got time for your long, pretentious version. What do you do for a living? Just the short version. If you're not sure, but I don't know. It's funny how we say that. What do you do for a living? I live. I'm a human being. My work doesn't define me. I get that. I agree completely. But what's your job? Don't be difficult. Okay, what we've got, coaches. This really helps me actually sort of get what you're interested in. Therapists, coaching, self-love, awesome. The tactile kind. Financial regulation, okay, stay away from you. Marketing events, coach, art, okay. All right, good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your marketing skills currently? 10 being you are the marketing guru, you should be teaching this workshop. Okay, 0 being I'm the worst at marketing a human being can be. Someone's put 0. We'll find out that's not true later. No one's below a 3. You think you are, but you're not. Don't worry. Uncle Mark's going to tell you why you're not totally useless later on. Okay, why are you here? Why are you here? 1 sentence. What do you want? Just make sure you're in the right place. Could be wasting your life. It's 90 minutes closer to your grave. Let's make sure we use this wisely. Even though it's free, it's not free in time, is it? Nothing's free in time. A couple of steps closer to the grave. It's my dad's anniversary, my dad's death today. People die. Let's make sure we spend our time wisely. What do you want? Learning. What about? What do you want to learn? To improve your marketing skills? Yes. We're not just going to improve your marketing skills. We're going to transform your view of what marketing is, so you will want to improve them yourself. Well, that's the first barrier. Okay. Then we will teach you more than most people learn in an MBA in 1 hour, and you'll come away from this significantly better at marketing just from today. Okay. Just from today. Now, you won't learn everything today, but you'll at least have a framework for future learning and motivation for future learning, which is the most important thing. And you'll also have a few tools and tricks and things you can use, things you can understand. Sound good? Does that sound good? Yeah? Worth at least an hour of your time. Okay. Good, good, good. Anxiety. All right. Let's do an experiment. When I say the word marketing, actually, you say it. Don't make me do all the work, you lazy bastards. Say marketing out loud in your first language, or sales in your first language, the word sales or marketing. Speak out loud. I'll see your mouths move, so I know it's happening. Don't cheat. You can lip read. Okay. What happens in your body when you say marketing or sales? Try it a couple of times. What do you do in your body? Who opened and softened and expanded like you were in love for the first time on a spring day? Okay, that's your target by the end of this session. Who contracted in some way? Give us a wave. Who stopped breathing? Who tightened up? Okay, the good news is that's your human. All right, that's very normal. The other good news is you're not a bunch of assholes, because marketing as it's generally done, is mostly for assholes. All right, as it's generally done. So the fact that you find it a bit of a triggering word shows that you have similar values to me and probably to Erika. Is that fair play, Erika? When you first started doing marketing, Erika, many years ago, before I mentored your ass into shape, what was your reaction to marketing when you came across it as a nice Buddhist hippie?
Ew, icky. Ugh. No, not for me. For assholes. Stop ripping me off.
Awesome. That's most people's response. That's fair enough. When I walk by adverts in the street, I go, bugger off. Stop trying to sell me your crap. And what's your response to it now? Because obviously now you're evil, because you do marketing now. You have a business now. Your Women Who Are Too Nice course is evil, clearly. So what's your response to marketing now?
It's actually, when I say it marketing, it does actually feel quite expensive, like marketing. Why would I not tell people about this thing that I've got that can help them? Why would I keep that to myself? That would be super selfish.
Don't ruin myself. I've got a thing coming up that says that, Erika. Don't premature ejaculate the content.
Oh, it feels fine. I feel great marketing.
Right, but a little bit nervous still. Is there any residue? Oh, probably a little bit, right? Not.
Yeah, and it depends how big. You know, we calibrate here, right? So in certain circles, it's fine. If I was then to get bigger, that might feel edgy. So it's still a working ground. It's still a working
ground. If I said you had a webinar for 50 people, you'd probably be okay. If I said tomorrow there's 1,000 people and you've got to sell your course to them, it might be different, yeah? So we build up. So most people's view of marketing is sort of business is evil, right? Yeah, business is evil, marketing is evil. It's kind of taboo. No one talks about money in many cultures. And, you know, that's how it used to be for me. You know, I grew up with hippie parents. I used to do martial arts, used to do humanitarian work. That's all the stuff at the top, work with kids, work with teachers. And I used to think sort of money was bad. And my parents had kind of educated me to think that, you know, rich people weren't good people and money was a bad thing. And if you had money, you must be evil. And, you know, they didn't exactly say it, but it's the way they acted. You know, if someone drive by an expensive car, for example, you know, my dad would say they had a small penis, and my mum would kind of roll her eyes. You know, they'd imply that it wasn't good. And in many of the environments I was in, like martial arts, Buddhism, humanitarian work, people kind of went, yeah, it's not good. And then, you know, at a certain point, I tried to start a business doing embodiment work like 15 years ago. I think that's my first trip to Russia 10 years ago on the bottom right. And I went, hang on a minute, I need to make money to earn a living. And I got all this bad view of marketing. And also I just didn't know any. I just didn't cover it at school. You know, we did French, we did maths, we did English, we did geography, but no one taught me how to run a business, which is really strange because a lot of people end up running businesses, right? Like, it's almost like someone's trying to keep poor people poor, isn't it? You'd have to be some sort of conspiracy socialist to think that way. But yeah, so I hadn't been educated in it, and I had all these enemy images of it. But then I found something I love, which was teaching embodiment, things like the FEC course and EFC. There's a picture there from that. And I thought, well, I need to fill these courses up because they're really good courses. I really believe in them, and I love the courses. And I was writing about it. You know, eventually we did this conference, and I kind of went, you know what, I need to learn about this stuff. So I learned about it the hard way, mostly through trial and error. Hopefully I can save you a little bit of that. And I also went on courses, I researched stuff. And, you know, most of what I found, I didn't actually particularly enjoy, because most of what I found on marketing was, I'd call it Sith marketing. Okay, so Jedis and Sith, if you don't know what they are, okay, go away, you're not my client. No, so if you don't know what they are, immediately rent the original Star Wars out at the weekend, okay, not the crap new ones, but the original ones. The Sith are like evil magician warriors, and the Jedi are like good magician warriors, okay? And I think a lot of marketing out there is just not very good. It's not very good morally. Often it doesn't work with my clients because my clients have similar values to me. I'm imagining your clients do too. So the sort of traditional marketing is not very effective for them. And it just also didn't feel good. Okay. So a question I have is like I had then was, can marketing feel good? Can it be aligned with my values? Can I be kind? Can I be authentic? Can I be in service? Right. And remember, don't watch the shit film. Okay, great. The important stuff is now covered. So what to you is Sith marketing? Okay, what to you is Sith marketing? What to you is like the marketing you don't want to do? We've already pointed to it a little bit, but let's name it. Also quite hot. Are you sexually objectifying me, Anna? Can I just say that's incredibly welcome, and from gay men too. Not a problem. Just throw it in the chat anytime. Towards me, not towards anyone else. That's not allowed. Okay, what don't you like? What don't you like? In your face, persistent, fake sales. Yes, and not authentic. Aggressive. What's aggressive sales? Marketing without putting your heart and soul in it. Yes, market from your heart or go away. Pushy. Okay, what does that mean? Let's say a little bit more. What do we mean by this? It's an energy, right? It's an embodiment, but it's something more. Let's get more specific. Creating a need that doesn't exist. Exactly. So real marketing is about needs that actually exist. Woo, shock horror. You know who invented dandruff? You know, the white things on your head. Head and Shoulders invented dandruff. Didn't exist before them. They literally invented it. Yeah? Mental, huh? It's yucky. It feels angry cold calls. Okay. Fake sales, great. So this is all the stuff. Being desperate. There's another one. So it's being pushy, but there's also being desperate and needy. Let's look at this in a romance context. Imagine, Erika, can we do a little bit of a fake romance, just so you know it's not real? Okay, sure. Don't get excited. Alistair's lovely. Okay, so if I was pushy, it'd be like, go on a date with me. It's not very compelling.
No.
Nice either. Okay, but what if I was needy? Erika, I can't really meet any girls, and you seem like it's about as good as I can get. Would you maybe go on a date with me?
I would have once, but I'm not that nice now.
You might have gone on a date with me, but you wouldn't have shagged me. I've gone on one date because you felt sorry for me. So neither of those energies is very effective in anything. Like, and Erika doesn't have to act much because just the feeling itself is unpleasant, right? Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't have to act. It's not good.
Neither of those makes you. Let's not go into details. Okay, so we get it. I think we're all on the same. Are we all on the same page? We don't want to do pushy, needy. We don't want to lie. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you're just a big fat liar, okay? We don't want to lie. We don't want to be inauthentic. We don't want to just have a load of bullshit, right? So here's the good news. You do not have to. Okay, this is the good news. The bad news is you still have to learn some stuff and do some work. Sorry, it's not an escape route to be a hippie. Okay. I mean, it's all right. Glad I can still make you laugh, Erika, after all these years of bad jokes. So The good news is you don't have to do any of that crap, okay? You don't have to be like me, and that's why Erika's here, because she's really different from me. Is that fair, Erika? Similar values, maybe, very different personality, different product, different gender, different age. Anything else different? We're both working class, but other than that. But okay, so very different person. You can have your own style, but you don't have to do any of that crap. And I didn't have to do any of that crap. I don't think so, in order to say do the Embodiment Conference. I didn't have to, which had 500,000 people come. Okay, and it helped a lot of people. Also made a decent amount of money. I didn't have to do that to get 500 people on FEC this year. So biggest embodiment course, 500 people. Didn't have to do that to make my book a bestseller in its field. Okay, if you put embodiment into Amazon, it should come up top. Didn't have to do any of that crap. So it's not necessary. All right, I'm not saying I was perfect, but I definitely wasn't a Sith. I definitely was mostly doing the things we're talking about. 99%. All right. How's this land? How does it feel? I mean, you might not believe me yet, which is okay. You don't have to believe a word I say. You probably will by the end. How does it feel to know that there's at least a possibility of selling what you love, of putting what you love in the world without having to be a muppet? Feel good? How's that feel? Like, just knowing that's a relief for a lot of people. Yeah, that's a relief. And you've probably seen some other people other than me do it. Michelle, have you got multiple kittens in your house? Oh my God, I'm distracted now. I might have to turn your camera off. I want to see all of them on this webinar. Okay. I'm not continuing until, no, I won't do that. So what else? Authenticity. You can be yourself at work. You don't have to be like some bullshit politician or some bullshit advertisement. You can be yourself. Not only that, but for most of, like right now, right? I haven't eaten in 3 days. Okay. I had a really tough day. Who was in the staff meeting earlier? I was absolutely not fucking happy. Okay. I'm tired. My dad died this day a few years ago. It's a sad day for me. I'm too tired to bullshit you guys today. Right? Most of my life is like that. This is me. Right? This isn't like Steve, when you walk on the beach with me and no one's looking. I'm probably a little bit different, but not very different. Is that fair to say, mate? You're sacked if you say anything other than yes, that's fair.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
pretty. I might discuss on the beach that I wouldn't discuss here. If anything, I'm a bit ruder. But generally, this is me, right? And you can feel that, right? Is that fair to say? This isn't like an act. This is who I am. But good and bad, all for you to see on display. Put a jacket on. Other than that, took my hoodie off because it looked scruffy and had food on it. Other than that, this is me. Life's too short to be someone else, isn't it? Do you not feel that? Life's way too short to be someone else. Yeah, work's such a big portion of your time. So let's take a step back. Let's take that fact. What is marketing? What is marketing? It's just that. Marketing is really simple, all right? It's just telling people how you can help them. That's it. All right, letting people know, not everyone, but the right people, how you can help them. What, you don't need to be pushy to do that. Marketing is letting people know. Oh, by the way, I'm going to offer you a course on marketing at the end. I want to be totally transparent about that now. I'm going to offer you a paid course. I mean, totally transparent about that. I'm here to help you, but I'm also here to help me. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Hopefully it's a win-win. It's also to give you a taste of what I do, right? To see if you like it. Some of you are going, I can't believe this guy. I'm going to go complain. Someone from Portland who's here, who's going to go complain about me on the internet. You know, I know who you are. I can see you. Okay. Most people though are going, yeah, this is maybe kind of my style. And some people are going, this is brilliant. This is exactly what I need. I like this guy's style. I like what he has to say. Yeah. So really it's just getting to know each other. Marketing is getting to know each other, right? It's building trust and relationship. And I don't have to be sickly sweet to do that. Erika's probably a bit more sweet than I am. She's got a different style of building trust and relationship. Yeah. But I'm saying, look, this is who I am. This is what I offer. And most importantly, the key thing is this is how I can help you. All right. Like that has got to be the key thing. So I started this workshop saying, here's what you're going to get from this. And I'm going to deliver on that. And when I deliver on that, you will trust me a bit more. Very likely. Very likely. because that's what we do, right? Like I trust Steve to tech host because he's good at it. He's done it loads of times before. I trust Erika to assist me on trainings because she's done it a bunch of times. She's never let me down. It's like touch you in the heart, Erika. It's true. It is true. Okay. Okay. So good. What's marketing then, people? What's marketing? Did you all get it yet? Okay, no side chat, please, guys. I can see some of you sharing things. Some of them are touching, some of them are lovely, but please just the questions in this, no side chat. Yeah, about other stuff. So what is marketing? It's telling people how you can help them. It's building relationships that might end in sales. That's all it is. So please get the fuck over yourself, right? Like when a kid falls down on the floor, a kid doesn't say, you know what, I'm like, if you imagine a little baby and they fall over, they're riding a bike and they fall over, they go, I'm a little kid, and they're riding a bike and they fall over and they say, oh, I'm just not a bike rider. I fell off my bike. You know, actually, I'm too spiritual to ride this bike, right? Or you try to learn a bike and they say, you know what, it's because of my background and my culture. I'm not, you know, that's why I'm not riding this bike. Yeah. What were your excuses, Erika, for not being able to ride a bike? The bike of marketing, I mean.
What were my excuses? Not good enough. I just need another qualification, another thing to be good enough. I need to be perfect before I can sell anything. It's scary to be visible. Taking up space is selfish. Tall poppy syndrome, like don't be too shiny, you'll get cut down. So a lot of fear.
Bullshit, that's enough. Everyone else, put your bullshit in the chat. Okay, put your bullshit in the chat. What is your bullshit? Which is like, I can't do it because, right? I can't do it because I had no education in this, no family who did this, no one in my family is a business person, I didn't get an MBA. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? I have to learn everything first. It takes too much time and effort. You know how incredibly selfish, and Erika ruined my point about this earlier, how incredibly selfish it is to say, I'm not going to make the effort to learn how to tell people how I can help them. I'm not going to make time or spend money or read books or go free podcasts, whatever you want. I'm not going to bother to learn how to help people. Incredibly selfish. So if marketing is effectively telling people how you can help them, or effectively building relationship that might end in sales, right? If it's just doing that, to not market is evil. To not do marketing is morally bad. You're incredibly selfish if you don't at least learn the basics. You don't have to be amazing. People always say, Mark, you're a marketing guru. You're amazing at sales. No, I'm not. I'm just not crap anymore. I'm the one-eyed man in the land of the crap blind people of embodiment. Most people in embodiment are horrible at marketing. I'm average. I'm okay. I'm good enough. You don't have to be an expert. You just need to get the basics. You'll have half of the basics within an hour. Huh? It is incredibly selfish. It's also self-harm. Who here cuts themselves on a regular basis? Don't put your hands up, okay? Who here abuses themselves, wakes up in the morning, punches themselves in the head? We all abuse ourselves in little ways, like how we eat and who our friends are and stuff like that. But I'm guessing most of you are massive self-abusers, right? Yet when it comes to money, most people are, particularly alternative people. Okay, I'm going to say something that's going to upset some of you now. So, you know, hold on to your offendedness. You're still breathing. If you're poor in the Western world, long term, and you haven't had mega adverse life circumstances, it's your responsibility. Now, not if you're born in Ethiopia, not if you just got cancer, not if, you know, there are circumstances. It's not a level playing field. Erika did not go to Eton. Okay, she did not have parents who gave her money. That being said, many of the best entrepreneurs I know are poor, black, working class, women, all the rest of it. Okay, you've got no excuses. I'm a complete lunatic. I grew up in an alcoholic household. I was alcoholic myself, got ADHD, blah, blah, blah. We've all got something. Okay, and here's the truth. No one gives a shit and it's not an excuse. Okay? If you think the world's unfair, then this is a great way to level the playing field. You want more power? You think people from your background, whether that's gay, working class, whatever, deserve more power? Great. Make money. Make money. Okay. Yeah, I know you might not like it. I didn't say you had to like it. If you've got all like, oh no, but the world should be fair. Well, it isn't. Okay. It's not a level playing field, but it is absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible for anyone with half a brain and a little bit of talent who's willing to work hard in the Western world to make money. That's absolutely possible. Okay. So I'm not saying the world's fair. I'm not saying we shouldn't say some people are disadvantaged. I'm not saying we shouldn't help the poor. I'm not saying any of that. Okay. What I'm saying is, even if it's not your fault, it is now your responsibility. Get the difference? It's not your fault. It is your responsibility. All right. If you want to have influence, if you want to stop self-harming, if you actually want to help people with your talent. Who here is good at least one thing that they think the world would really benefit from? One thing. Maybe you're a good yoga teacher, you're a good therapist, you're a good artist. Okay, here's the thing. That's completely useless unless you can get it to people. That's a tragedy. Everyone on this screen who has a talent and isn't getting it to people that can help, that's a small crime. It's a little mini tragedy. Yeah? Good. Tough love. Feels good to tell the truth. You kind of know this is the truth as well, right? It's kind of this feeling, I'm glad someone fucking said it. Yeah, because I've been making excuses a long time. All right, and guys, I know it can be hard. I know it, Erika, you know it can be hard, right? It can be terrifying, some of this stuff. So I'm not saying it's easy. What was hard for you, Erika, when you started learning this stuff?
I think like an underlying scarcity, like a sense of like, well, everything that's to be offered has been offered, all the customers have been sold to. I'm not ever going to be as good as insert famous person, so why bother? I think that there was an underlying sort of scarcity mentality that was quite hard. I think I also just had to get over myself, like you've said. And then I think, yeah, it's not easy. You know, I'm still niching down. I'm still trying to write my copy for my website. You know, these things aren't easy. And I think there can be a tendency to want to stop when it's a bit tough, but actually like imperfect offerings sooner than you think you're ready, I think is the key from what I've learned. You know, get it out there. If we wait until we're perfect, yeah.
Get on a learning curve. Someone said, assuming private business is the only way. One, I'm not here to argue philosophy with you. Why are you wasting my time? Two, this applies really even more to anyone who works for a charity. Okay, if you work for a charity, you have to have great marketing. I used to work with charities. I still do quite a bit. Charities need great marketing. Okay, if you work in government, they think they don't need marketing, but they do. Okay, any sector, any model you can think of that I've yet seen, other than maybe some magic spiritual future model, it might exist, needs marketing. Okay, so doesn't matter what sector you're in, doesn't matter what industry you're in, like completely irrelevant. All right, let's crack on. What is marketing? Another frame for you. Take any of these frames that are useful. Like, I'm going to throw a bunch of stuff at you. Some of it's probably total bollocks, probably my own bias. I'm probably getting it wrong. But some of it take away as useful. Okay, never reject the whole thing. Marketing is just telling hungry people you have a sandwich. That's all it is. Okay, it's finding hungry people and letting them know you have a sandwich. You don't need to make a big deal about it. It's not like, oh, but what if the sandwich, and maybe I'm not good enough to tell them about the sandwich, and what if they don't like the sandwich? Who gives a fuck? Just tell them about the sandwich. That's all marketing is, letting people know how you can meet their needs, real needs, okay? It's relationship building. That's all marketing is. I'm not even good at this. I'm rubbish at relationships. Erika's good at relationships. It's long-term relationship building. Some of you guys I've seen before. Some of you guys I'm building a relationship with already. Some of you I'm deliberately trying not to build a relationship with you because you're not my customer. I'm deliberately trying to offend and upset some of you today, by the way. But some of you I want to get to know one step at a time. I'm looking for the win-win. I want customers who love what I do, who benefit from what I do, who are willing to pay for what I do. We're building trust. Okay, we're building trust. That doesn't mean you have to be super nice. You know, when I build trust with soldiers, I do that differently when I build trust with Buddhists, right? Like there's different things, you know. And you're not too spiritual. It's just being a knobhead, okay? You're not too spiritual for this stuff. In fact, it's more spiritual to do it. Here's another model you might like. It's not about persuading people any more than I had to like hard sell my wife, okay? All it is looking for the fit. So advertising traditionally is trying to persuade people, manipulate people. On the Embodied Facilitator course, we're not doing it this year, but we interview people for an hour to make sure they're a good fit. We don't want customers who aren't a good fit. Why not? Why don't we want customers who are a bad fit? Surely we want to take their money, make as much money as possible, right? Why do we interview them for an hour, which takes a lot of time, ask them a whole bunch of questions, have a whole bunch of filters? Why do we do that? Because if marketing is just about trying to get as much money out of everyone as possible, that doesn't make sense, does it? It makes sense because we want people who are a good fit. Unhappy customers and unhappy Mark. Yeah. Also, they probably want refunds. They're bad press for us. They're not going to love what we do. I want to have fun at work. I want to work with people I like. Okay. Not all of you are a good fit for our courses. You're deciding that, and I'm deciding that. Both of us. It's a relationship. Both people get to say no. Yeah. I don't have to beg to you, and I don't have to be pushy. Neither. Right? Because some of you go, this is brilliant, I love it. And then we take the next step. You do a course, you do the next thing, you come to another free workshop, you download my podcast, you buy my book off Amazon and give me 5 stars, 5 stars. Okay. Particularly the new ones, not any reviews. Thank you, much appreciated. So we build relationship. Yeah. Some of you go, yeah, not my cup of tea. Well, no, I know this already. Anyone know this already? Probably not 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Does it make sense? So once you look that you're looking for a fit, it takes all the pressure off. Okay. It's like being on a date and just saying, hey, we're just getting to know each other. You seem kind of cool. You're a friend of a friend. Let's hang out. Let's chat. There's no pressure. No stress for anyone. Nothing to prove. No one to convince. Just getting to know each other. It's easy. It's much better, isn't it, than love me, please, Erika, love me. Or you have to love me. Yeah. It's nothing. It's just... The only businesses that can work from smash and grab are short-term businesses that have a really big turnover of people. They do exist. Here's a question for you. Where's the worst fish and chips in Brighton? Which fish and chip shop is the worst one in Brighton? If you know marketing, you can predict this. I'll tell you the very worst one. Boom. Michelle got it right. Grandma Groove's best name ever, that. Right on the seafront in the most popular area. Crap. Okay, the best one used to be run by a Chinese man called Mr. Lee. It was down a back street up by the back of the station. You had to look for it. Okay, but Mr. Lee had loads of return customers for many years. Mr. Lee made a lot of money selling the best fish and chips in Brighton. Bankers is pretty good too. I'm telling you, fasting for 3 days. I'm fantasizing about fish and chips. Bankers is a couple of streets up from the seafront. So again, you have to make an effort to get there. Okay, and they've got a much better reputation than the ones on the seafront, because the ones on the seafront is just convenience, just smash and grab. They're not trying to build a relationship. They don't have to treat their customers well. Yeah. Most of us, though, tell me if this is true for you, are in the business of relationships. All right. Give me a wave if that's your business. Referrals, repeat business, stuff like that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So you have to, you have to build that relationship. Great. So this is a whole different frame. Who's good at building relationships here? Not me. Who's good at building relationships? Yeah. Or semi-good? Who here has at least one friend? At least one friend in your life? Okay. So you've at least built some relationships, at least a bit. Okay, good. You see, you're not a 1 out of 10. You're at least a 2. Marketing is love. Marketing is telling people how you can meet their needs, helping people meet their needs. It's also self-care. All this bubble baths is self-care. No, a good marketing funnel is self-care. Okay, fuck bubble baths. Okay, I want a bath full of money that I've made ethically. It's much nicer than bubbles. A bath of Bitcoin. That's what I want. Okay, not a bubble bath. You can have a bubble bath too if you want, but given a choice. So not marketing is evil. So well done. You're here. You're still here. You haven't left. You're not evil. Good job. Here's another frame. It's just life skills. It's no big deal. Did you learn how to do the washing up? Do you shower on a daily basis? Have you ever learned a language? Who's learned a language? Everyone, even you Americans, you learn English or a bad version of it, okay? Everyone has learned at least one language in your life. It's just a life skill. I'm thinking about moving to Portugal, better tax, okay? Nicer weather, nice food, back to seafood again. Portugal is nice. If I go to Portugal, I'll need to learn Portuguese though, won't I? Or at least basic Portuguese, unless I live in the Algarve with all the Brits. Okay, so that's just a life skill. It's just a practice. I'm not like, oh my God, I can't learn Portuguese. I'm too spiritual for it. I just get on with it. Fala Portuguese, Linda. Tudo bem, gostosa. I speak Brazilian Portuguese a little bit now, which is actually not so good for Portugal. So it's just a life skill. Can you learn a life skill that is going to help you do what you love? Nobody goes, I'm not going to empty the washing machine because it's not what I was born to do and it's not my passion. And I'm not, no, just empty the washing machine. Just crack on. Get on with it. You got your smell. Change your clothes. Do your washing. Right? No one goes, oh, I'm not having a shower because it's, you know, it's not it's just a life skill. It's just like a hygiene factor, having a shower. Marketing's like that. You don't need to make it a big deal. You could, if you wanted, make it a spiritual practice. Okay. You could turn marketing into a spiritual practice itself. Who knows the 3 most important marketing skills? 3 most important skills you need for marketing: a deep listening, creativity, and bravery. You can make marketing play. I am just, right now, I am self-amusing myself. Okay, I'm mostly just fucking around. On Facebook, I'm mostly just messing around. On my podcast, I'm mostly just messing around. Yes, it's a practice too, which I've misspelt, I've just seen. Okay, it's something you can get better at. It's something that actually is a kind of tantra. It involves greed. It involves fear. You've heard of Erika's feeds. I really can't spell today, can I? This fasting is really not helping. What the hell is going on? P-R-A-C-T-I. There we go. No. What? I don't know what's going on there. My keyboard's doing weird things. Maybe it's Steve doing it. I'm going to blame Steve. If in doubt, blame Steve. Okay, it is Steve's fault. It is your responsibility. So the tantra, okay, the tantra of marketing is taking that fear that Erika feels. And actually, I feel too some days. I feel when I stand on a stage in front of 100 people, 500 people, I feel scared, you know? Yeah, I feel scared that people are going to like get on the internet and say mean things about me because that's happened before. It's not very nice, even for someone thick-skinned. It's not very nice. But sometimes I'm really scared of like different things happening. I'm scared of losing money. I'm scared of not being able to employ people, right? And also I'm greedy. You know who else is greedy? You are, you greedy fuckers. Everyone on the planet is greedy. Every Buddhist would know this. It's a basic human trait to be greedy. Okay, it doesn't mean we have to act it out. It doesn't mean we have to do this, but you know you are greedy. Yeah. I know what it's like when the numbers start going up. Part of the little devil comes in, right? Little devil comes in. We've all got greed. Don't pretend you haven't. So there's a tantra to marketing because you're transforming fear and greed into generosity. You're transforming fear and greed into empathy. If you can't listen to your customers, you can't market to them. Yeah, Erika, what have you learned from listening to your client base? From actually like, because you're a great listener, much better than me. What have you learned from listening to your client base that's good for your marketing?
Well, I've drawn a blank being put on the spot. Hold on a second.
Down.
Oh, but most women feel like they're alone in their struggles. They feel like there's something wrong with them, which means that they aren't living the life they really want to live. And then they realize, God, I'm not alone. There's a set of skills that I haven't learned that I can learn, you know? So there's something about women feeling alone with it. Okay. Yeah, common fears.
That's actually quite beautiful that Erika's listened to that audience. I was a bit touched by that, and I'm not a woman. I'm not even a target audience, but I was a little bit like, oh, that's touching. Right, if we listen to our audience and their concerns, like one of the listenings from this workshop that I came from past workshops and past trainings around this, I've been doing it a few years, is that people just want marketing that feels good. They want marketing where they don't have to lie. They want marketing that matches their values. And that came from listening to my students. and seeing the relief on their face when I taught them something else. They used to give me standing ovations at the end of trainings for teaching them 2 hours of marketing. And I was like, what's going on? So I started listening to them and they were like, oh, I really want to do marketing, but I don't want to be a scumbag. I'm like, we don't have to be. And then I thought, oh, I could do a course on that. Yeah. So listening is a key skill. Creativity is a key skill. Yeah. My best copywriter, has anyone seen the best ever email? He rhymed gabble mate with vanilla latte. Okay. Best ever email I've ever read from my copywriter, Kane. Massively creative. Can you think of another rhyme for gabble mate? I can't, let alone get workshop with gabble mate for the price of a vanilla latte. It was amazing. That's called comparisons are very useful sometimes in marketing. Yeah, so creativity is what I do. I shit creativity. Who's creative? Who here is creative? I've created like 3 things during this webinar already. Well, I had to write them down. Okay, so if you're creative, you can be good at marketing. So put yourself a point up if you're creative, at least 1 point. Who's a good listener? Give us a wave, not me. Okay, that's another point, another 1 or 2 points. And who's brave, or at least can be when it matters, when the shit's on the line? You don't have, doesn't mean you're not scared. It just means you can do the brave thing. Give us a wave. Okay, some of you are just sitting there like a dog being showed a card trick. You're really telling me you're not empathic, not creative, or brave. Bullshit. Everyone's got at least one of those things. Hey, Inez is in Lisbon. Oi, to the bang. Good. Press my Portuguese. Get it going. Silvana, maybe. Who else is Portuguese? All right. I won't be selfish. Keep being generous. Generosity is another one of the spiritual skills of marketing. Okay. You think marketing is about taking, it's actually about serving. It's about serving. I self-amuse quite a lot, but I'm still in service. Yeah. I'm in service to you right now. I'm really genuinely trying to help you right now. Like, I'm not thinking about, oh, I hope they buy my product at the end of the thing. That's great. And I hope some of you do. But honestly, that's not my orientation right now. So there you go. Pick one. Put it in the chat. Which are you picking? Which of them is your new frame for marketing? Take 1 or 2. Take it away, write it down. You have to re-brainwash yourself, by the way, because you've got a lot of conditioning. We all have. By the way, if you are kind of like hardcore socialist lefty, it's a really good way to keep people poor by not letting them learn about business and making business seem evil. What a perfect thing to do. Yeah. So I actually also regard this as a leveling of the playing field. I also regard this reframing as helping people who have been conditioned to be useless. Being bad at marketing just means you're agreeing to be powerless. Money is one of the main forms of power. It's not the only one. It's not the only one. Jacqueline, if you don't like it, you can leave. Okay. So it's if it's not your cup of tea. But think, who's got more power, Elon Musk or you? Let's be honest, probably Elon Musk, right? Now, not every kind of power. It's not everything. If Elon Musk had cancer, he's fucked, isn't he? Right? There's other things that matter. If Elon Musk's wife's hated him, that's not great. But you got to admit, it's pretty cool that he's trying to put a person on Mars. Well, actually, I disagree. I don't like it. You're not putting a person on Mars. Elon is. Okay? Elon's got more power than you. And you could argue if he's using it for good or bad, but he's at least got the option. He's at least got the choice. And you might want to put a woman on Venus instead of a man on Mars. I don't care. Okay, but you don't even have the choice. He has the choice. Yeah, so it's utterly disempowering to resign yourself to poverty. And again, it's not your fault. I grew up poor. I grew up in a shitty household. All right, but it can be your responsibility if you choose that. Or you can buy the line that, you know, you're a victim and, you know, everybody else is to blame. Good luck with that. Erika, do you want to speak to that? Because I think you had a sort of change of heart about this a few years ago, right?
Yeah, or maybe I'll just speak to my experience of taking hold of being a businesswoman and being and the marketing of that was really, for me, like taking hold of my life more fully. And it's been really powerful. Like, I would say my frame is like, it's a tantra, because it's just been incredibly powerful.
Thank you, Erika. I love working with you because you're so different from me. So people can't say, yeah, but I'm not like Mark. I'm not like funny and good looking and male and all that stuff, right? So it's like they, you know, they look at Erika and they say, oh, you know, she's not funny. No, I'm See, I'm just playing. I just made a serious point while having fun. I refuse to not have fun. All right. So we're halfway through. How did that happen? Fucking hell. What have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? Put it in the chat. That's the reframe. Now we'll do the second half is the skills. And I want to see your cats. Michelle, cats. I want to see all the cats. Grandma Groove with the coolest name. Oh my God, so many cats. Daria's going to be so jealous when I tell her about this. My wife's cat obsessed. Not to fuck myself over. Marketing is love. Okay, just get over yourself. Bit of tough love. Don't beat yourself up with a stick, okay? It's not an excuse to hurt yourself. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. Be kind to yourself. Generosity and serving. My marketing team are always telling me I'm too generous, but we get sales off the back of it. So I'm like, no, I'm going to keep giving. Marketing becomes play. Yes, you can make this fun. You can make it kind. You can make it a spiritual practice. By the way, this absolutely shits on yoga and meditation as a spiritual practice. Yoga and meditation is for lightweights, okay? Lightweights. If you really want a spiritual practice, start a business, okay? Or get married or have kids. They're your basics, right? They're your 3 spiritual practices. Everything else is just a warm-up. Yeah, running a business, getting married, having kids. And you know, long-term polyamorous dolphin relationship, whatever, you know, fit into your box. You might not have to get married. You get what I'm saying though, right? That's the real deal, and you know it. You know that person that's just returned from Thailand, having done a yoga teacher training, and they're all shiny and they think they're spiritual. You know they're full of shit. Yeah. If you want a real spiritual practice, start a business and wake up in fear every morning that you're not going to make the rent because you're relying on yourself to do it, and then breathe through that and get on with your day. It's all right. If it's too hardcore for you, I understand. Some of you need to stick to meditation. I'm teasing you. I love to tease. There's love behind my teasing, guys. Don't ever be. Let's have a little shake. Stand up, have a move. I've said a lot. I've kind of shouted at you for 45 minutes. Fucking hell. Have a little stretch. Have a little dance. Move your bodies. Pretend you're a human being. Have a little, yeah, like Grandma Groove. She knows how to groove. Let's put her. Can we put you on camera, Grandma Groove? Let's put her on camera. She's my favorite. Okay. So there we go. Have a groove. Let's have a groove break. Frank, she's got kittens and she can dance. Oh my God. Awesome. We're going to be friends, whether you like it or not. Laurie's got a kitten. That's a big cat. Oh my God. Someone's been feeding him. What a beauty. What a beauty. So we're going to spotlight her. We want to see this cat. If you don't like cats, you're not spiritual. Dogs are cool too, actually. There we go. Look at that cat. This is a very tolerant animal. Thank you, cat of Laurie. Maybe we can find, I think that's enough cat dancing. I feel a bit sorry for the cat now. All right. Good. See, there's cats and dancing. Like, guys, it's going to be okay. It's going to be life. If you're still here and you haven't left, there's 69 people here. That's a lucky number. You'll know that. Life's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. There's chocolate, there's oral sex, there's sunshine. Life's going to be all right. Okay, just chill. It's going to be fine. Don't get freaked out by any of this. All right, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about marketing. This is everything you need to know about marketing. Paying attention? You got your notepads? Okay. The beginning point is why you're doing it. Come from passion. Even my worst enemies, and sadly I do have them, say, you know what, Mark's a total dickhead, but he really loves what he does, and you can't fault him on that, right? Come from your love, come from your passion. I'm all about the love. Don't believe the haters. Come from your love, right? Sell from your fucking heart, okay? That's the starting point. All right. The next thing is, what are you selling to who? What are you selling to who? So this is benefits. What's in it for them? This is about empathy. Okay. Your customer is the center, and that could be a charity donor, whatever. Your customer is the center of your world in marketing. Marketing is beautifully empathic, beautifully selfless, beautifully in service. If I start telling you why I think you should buy my ethical marketing product in 30 minutes time, that's useless. You don't care about me. You don't know me. Okay, unless you're my mum and you've tuned in secretly, all right? So, but if I talk about you and what you need, that's much better marketing. Okay, who wants to play a little harsh game? It might be a bit brutal, but it will help you. And you need some kind of a business, some kind of a class. Grandma Grill, giving you too much love. I need to give someone else some love. Give me a wave if you want to play the game. It's a bit rough, but it will be good for you. Give me a wave. Nadra. Okay. Let's see if she's any good at this game. Nadra, nice to meet you. We're out in Milan.
Yes.
Nice to see you again. You look cold. I got a hat on. Okay, what do you do?
So I'm a mom, a dancer.
What do you do for work?
Basically a mom right now.
Okay, what do you want to do for work?
I want to take my embodied skills from dancing into counseling.
Okay, I don't care about you.
Okay.
Tell me what you want to do for work, but orientate around other people.
I would like to have.
No. The wrong word is I.
Okay.
Right, so about you. Say again. What do you want to help people with?
I would like to help people get what they want.
Great. How can they benefit from your work?
By interacting with what I offer.
Sure, that's how, but what are they going to get from it? What's in it for them?
A better life.
Great. What kind of a better life? Let's be specific. What's something you could really help them with? Something specific that you could really help them with to get them.
Getting more embodied in their lives.
How does that help them?
They feel the quality of their life. They like to be in their skin.
Great. I like to be in my skin, but how does that help people?
It makes their relationships better.
Great. So they're not going to get divorced and their kids aren't going to hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're talking about them.
Okay.
Right. Do you get, so this is what you just did, like a year's worth of marketing coaching, by the way. You were brilliant in like 2 minutes. Okay. So you did a classic journey. Here's what I want. Here's what I want to do. And then she went to, well, here's my modality. It's embodiment or something like that. No one cares about your embodiment. No one cares about your modality. Okay. Then she got to, here's how I can help someone. Here's the benefits they're going to get. That you can sell. Great. Let's do the other part. Let's do the other year of coaching. You still give me a thumbs up if you're still good. I haven't brutalized you too much. Still okay or not? Are you good to go? Good to go? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
That's a maybe. I want.
One of my kids is ringing the doorbell, but my younger kid is going to open the door, so I'm kind of keeping my ear on that.
Okay, but you're good to go. I just want to check. I can see something.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Great. Master embodiment coach. See, I knew something was happening. So, who's your work for?
Who do I work for?
Who's your client? Who's your ideal client for the future? See, there's your, right there. You don't know, do you?
No, I don't know.
You speak to someone you don't know. So, for example, if I didn't know if you were Portuguese or Tunisian or Italian or anything else, I couldn't speak to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, assuming you didn't speak English, I'd have to know where you come from to speak to you. And if you're Arabic, I'd say marhaba. And if you're Italian, I'd say ciao bella or whatever. But I'd have to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me who your client is.
So speak the same language.
Exactly. Because you want to know what language they speak. Who are they?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So who's your ideal client?
I'm thinking maybe women, most likely, because I haven't seen many men on the embodiment.
So there are men, and you could niche to the people you don't see actually. So that's not necessarily a good way to do it. You could have far less competition, right? Who are you really good at helping? Let's orientate to your client again.
Parents.
Great. And do you have authority with those people? Like you have your own kids, I've just learned. So I'm imagining that gives you some authority.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they come to our circles and our association, yes, because they choose to do that.
Could you build authority with those people, with parents?
Yes.
What kind of parents? Because there's a lot of parents in the world. Who are you really good at working with? Who do you really like working with?
Well, just a simple situation when my kids come out of school, we're at the park together and we're sitting and just observing the kids, and something happens. I notice they kind of turn to me and they're like, okay, well then that's that's permission. I can say something.
So
Yeah.
what parents are those? Open-minded parents?
Loving parents who are interested in their kids.
Okay, that's parents. Be a bit more specific.
More specific?
Who are the people that turn to you, that ask you for your help? Who are they? What kind of parents?
People who are willing to change, maybe.
Okay, so maybe people who are open to change.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And we could keep getting specific. Can you think of an example of someone who turns to you, who asks for your help already without being asked?
Someone with whom I've chatted a lot.
Okay, so you had to build that trust and rapport first. Great. So that's what marketing is, building that trust and rapport. Good. Nadia, can everybody say thank you to her for being willing to jump up and volunteer despite her kids causing havoc there? Much appreciated. So that is a whole process. The first part we did really well, and then we started on the second part. It was benefits, but we're also niching. Niche from the French nest, apparently. So niche is the problem you solve, okay? Who you help with that. It's also your style. It's also how you do it. But it's, Erika has her niche. I have my niche. We have niches that we problem solve for particular persons, yeah? That's why not everyone's my client, okay? If you come to me and said, you know what, I'm really delicate and I'm easily offended, can I do embodiment coaching with you? I'd say, please don't, okay? If you came to me and said, can you help me have better lesbian sex? I'd say, probably not. I know a few things that might be applicable, but I'm not really qualified. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not really a problem I can help with. Does that make sense? If you said to me, can you help me be better at childbirth? I'd say, well, I could show you a few things that might help, but it's not my thing. I'll give you one of my students, Marav in Israel, she's a doula. She does embodiment with childbirth. You're probably better off with her. Yeah. Just see why. So I need to know who my niche is. But if you're someone, for example, let's take my niche around marketing. If you're someone who's ethical, who's values driven, who's maybe a bit of a hippie, who likes embodiment, who likes provocation and craziness and rudeness, and you want to learn a values driven approach to marketing, you're in the right place. Okay, you're in the right place. Yeah. So it's not for everyone, is it? But I know who my niche is. I know that offended from Portland isn't in my niche. Yeah, I know that someone who's like a hardcore business guy in a pinstripe suit from the city of London, they're not my niche. They're not my peeps. I've done workshops for those people. I can help them, but it's not that much fun. I'm not great at it. There's two criteria. Okay, it's fun and you're great at it. Also, it's not really what I want to be doing in the world. It doesn't ethically. I've done workshops for business people in London, but I'm not against them, but they're not my people. Does that make sense? So write down in the chat, what's the first one? What's the problem you solve? Someone's saying if their problem is exhaustion, yeah, you need a basic level of well-being to do marketing. You need to look after yourself to a basic level. But marketing is also how you look after yourself, at least in part. It's how you take care of your finances. Yeah. It's not the only way you look after yourself. Marketing won't make you fit. What do you help people with? So dead relationship, what does that mean? You help them get over the grief of that? You help them break up? What does lack of connection to oneself do? What's the problem with that? No one wakes up in the morning and says, you know what? I've got a lack of connection to myself. I need to spend some money. It's not that you're wrong, but that's on the way to their problem. It's halfway. You untangle emotions. Why do I want to untangle emotions? I don't wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I really need to untangle my emotions. I might wake up in the morning and say, I feel like shit. And then I realize it's because my emotions are tangled. Yeah. So what are you helping people with? It's feeling like shit emotionally. Make sense? Feeling self-worth. Great. There's one. Connect with yourself. Why? Why do I want to connect with myself? That sounds hard work and boring. Help people feel better. Right. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Okay. Or actually everything is as simple as that. The only things you buy are things that make you feel good. Sometimes temporarily. Sometimes you're thinking it will make you feel good and it doesn't. But you at least believe it makes you feel good. That's why people buy Porsches. That's why people buy cabbages. because they go, this is going to feel good. That cabbage will feel nice in my tummy. That Porsche will make me feel really cool when I'm driving along Brighton Seafront. I'm not interested in Porsches. Yeah. So actually, that's really the only thing we sell. Yeah. Yeah, or not hurt as much. Exactly. That's just the opposite side of the same coin. What's the pain you alleviate or the pleasure you cause? It is really that simple. Erika, Buddhist point of view, right? That is it. That is it. Yeah. Help them realize their own power. Cool. You probably go a level deeper. I like it though. Make workplaces suck less. Oh, that's good, huh? I go, yeah, I don't want to be in a sucky workplace. From dead relationships to fulfilled relationships. Great. Okay, great. You're getting it. Who for? Who's it for? Who's your customer? Me or Erika or Steve? Let's go simple. Let's just put Steve, Mark, or Erika, or none of the above. Who's your customer? If you think your customer is everyone, it's no one. It's like trying to be a hairdresser that's also a butcher's. I don't want to go a hairdresser. The hipsters are always doing this. They're like, oh, it's a coffee shop and a bicycle repair shop and also a hairdresser's. Oh, fuck off. Okay, I don't want to cut my hair where people are getting their bikes fixed. Which is the best hairdressers? What's the best hairdressers? Tell me, what's the best kind of hairdressers? You tell me. It could be hairdressers for Afro-Caribbean people, right? It's different kind of hairdressers. There's one of them in Brighton. Okay, even though Brighton don't actually have that many black people, there's 2 hairdressers like that in Brighton. It's a niche. It's a good niche. You know, my favorite hairdresser, you know what I call it? I call it shut the fuck up hairdresser. Okay, my favorite hairdresser is I sit down. It's private. I'm on my own. Okay, I'm in the guy's house. He's got my favorite drink waiting for me, which he knows is non-alcoholic because I'm in recovery. Okay, he doesn't offer me alcohol, like some posh hairdressers do. And I sit down. He asks me what I want. He says, how do you want your haircut? And I say, do whatever. And then he doesn't ask me any more questions. Oh, it doesn't start making, no, I just say, cut my hair. He says, sure. Okay, and then you know what he does for the next 30 minutes? He shuts the fuck up. Okay, and he just cuts my hair. It's amazing. Who else would love that hairdresser? I can give you his number. Okay, who else was like, no, I want the hairdresser that's chat. Erika, what do you want in a hairdresser?
I want a hairdresser, one that gives a really good head massage. And I want a bit of chit chat, not too much, but a little bit. I want to, yeah.
Seriously, don't touch my head like that unless you're my wife. Not acceptable. If a hairdresser started mashing my, I'll be like, dude, what the fuck? You know, I don't want a head massage. I can get that for free at home with a happy ending. What are you talking about? Okay? My wife's amazing, by the way. Don't ever hear any of this as disrespect for my wife. She's a strong, smart, beautiful human being on every level. And I will never disrespect her in public, so never hear it that way. In private, maybe. Okay, so good. So do you get that the good best hairdresser for me isn't the best hairdresser for Erika? Steve doesn't even have a hairdresser. Look at him. Okay, so it's different niches. I'm always mean to Steve, but like, it's a joke, guys. Get over it. I'm not really bullying Steve. If I thought Steve would be upset, I wouldn't do it. So do you get the power of niche? Who's easiest to recommend? Average hairdresser or the shut the fuck up hairdresser? Who do I know who to refer to? Shut the fuck up hairdresser, right? It's clear. Erika's niche is women who are too nice. Who here is a woman who's too nice? Put your hand up. You know if you're a woman who's too nice. That's why it's a good niche. Who here is definitely not a woman who's too nice? Okay, so I'm definitely not in her niche, which is equally good. Who here knows a woman who's too nice? They could refer to Erika. God, I shouldn't be selling you, Erika. I've got my own course to sell. Okay, so you can refer to Erika. All right, it's dead easy. It's dead easy. Okay, you shouldn't refer them to me. Good. All right. What you do, who you do it with. If you know that, you know where to find them. People say, should I go on Facebook? Okay, there's loads of niches. You know what? Fuck it. If you know who your target audience is, you know why you're doing it, what you want, the how and the where are very obvious. Okay, so if I'm selling to yoga teachers, I should probably be on Instagram. You know why I'm not on TikTok? Because I don't fucking sell to 14-year-olds. Okay, that's why I'm not on TikTok. All right. And the kind of person who's on TikTok probably isn't my customer. You might be. I'm not saying that, you know, TikTok's evil, but generally my customers are like, tick what? They don't know what it is. So why would I be on TikTok? If I was selling to 14-year-olds, I'd definitely be on TikTok. All right? Maybe, am I out of date? Has anyone got teenagers? Is there something new now? What's the latest? It changes every 2 minutes. Okay, if it's whatever it is. You get my principle though, right? Some people say, should I have a podcast? I'm like, do your audience listen to podcasts? Will it build trust and connection with you? Who listens to my podcast? Listen to my podcast? Yeah, it probably built trust and connection, right? You're like, okay, I like this guy's stuff. I can listen to it in the bath. It's great. Yeah. Who's had a bath with me? Don't answer that question. I have baths with George Kao, who's another one of my marketing gurus. He's very relaxing. So he's good bath time podcasting. George Kao, Kao, ethical marketing, another ethical marketing guy. Tad Hargraves is also pretty chill in the bath. These are my ethical marketing bath recommendations. I'm not really a bath guy. I'm more of a coffee first thing in the morning guy. All right. So I've got lost. What am I doing? Fucking, I'm completely lost. Yeah. So if you know who you're marketing, what you're selling, you know where to find them. Okay. When is another thing. It's a bit more complicated, but that's it really. Good. So you just learned all of marketing. And how do you put that together systematically? You build trust and relationship for a funnel. So a relationship funnel is getting to know strangers, finding them through your podcast or your YouTube or your book on Amazon or whatever it is, okay? And gradually building trust and relationship. And they may or may not buy other things. It's fine if they leave. I think of it more like an ecosystem than a funnel, really. Yeah, but they're moving into that ecosystem. They're going deeper into your work if they like what you do. If they don't, that's okay. Yeah. So you make strangers aware of you. You make aware people interested. Okay, if what you do is relevant, you know, you help people buy. You need urgency to get people engaged sometimes. I'm going to do that to you guys later. It's a totally ethical technique. Okay, you build trust and then you build commitment. You can buy my products if you want more of this. I'm not giving everything away for free today. I've given away loads already. So you need to know this. Another way you can look at this is you need to help people feel safe. Okay. I know that might seem bizarre from a man that just spent an hour shouting and swearing, but actually my clients actually feel more relaxed around that kind of craziness. They go, I feel more at ease. Who feels more trusting of someone who swears? Just give me a shout. Just give me a wave. It's not all of you, right? But like, who's neutral? Neutral's okay. Okay. Yeah. Neutral. Like either way. Okay. So it's not a problem. And who's like less trusting? If you swear, you can't be my teacher. I can't buy anything from you. You're in the wrong fucking place. Okay, so my audience, that's just, I'm not saying you have to swear, right? I'm just saying for my audience, that's either a trust builder, okay, or neutral. Makes sense? Yeah, my experience as a trust builder as well. The fact that I've trained Erika and she's come on a journey, that's another reason she's here, right? And she's social proof, they call it. She's not lying, you can see that, she's for real. And you go, okay, I could imagine making that journey. I can imagine learning what Erika's learned. And she had to learn it through paying me lots of money for mentoring, didn't you, Erika? You didn't have a nice, juicy product all neatly laid out for you for $500. No. Yeah, back in the day, before I realized you could scale things on the internet. Luxury, Erika, luxury. All right. Where do you have authority? How do you build? Oh, there's so much. I can't tell you all of this. Loads of money psychology stuff we haven't done. I'm teasing you a bit now, if I'm honest. A lot of it's about managing your own stress, learning to sell. I don't know. What have I missed out? A shitload. And I think it's enough for now. This is just like 10% of the stuff on my courses. I want to give everyone this for free because not everyone can afford what I do. The other reason I want to give this to you for free is you go, oh, maybe I'll get the full package. Maybe I'll buy the ethical marketing product and learn the rest. I'm going to be totally transparent. Both of those are motivations for me. Yeah, I do always do free stuff because I think it's a good thing for the world. I'd like anyone who's too poor to buy my products to get my free stuff. We have 300 free podcasts, 1,000 free YouTube videos, and we do free webinars like this every month or two. Okay. So I feel like I'm giving plenty away for free for people that maybe can't afford other stuff. If you can afford my stuff, though, I don't give everything away for free. That is stupid. That actually would be self-abuse. Okay. That would be self-abuse. So I look after myself as well as the world as much as I can. This basic model of a funnel where there's free stuff at the top, I think it's beautiful because it allows people to build trust without so much risk. And I think it's beautiful because it enables lots of people who would never be able to afford my stuff, who live in Tanzania and India and places like that. You know, we have thousands of people from all over the world come to our free stuff, and some of them will never buy a product, and that's okay. That's okay. But for the ones who can, they get to taste it. It's like when you buy ice cream and they give you the little spoon or the little thing of beer, you taste the little thing. right? And you go, oh, I like that. And then you buy ice cream, or you don't, which is fine too. You with me? Total transparency. I have nothing to hide from you, except what's behind that screen, which is a big mess. Okay. Because a small group. Yeah, small groups are good. Cool. Questions. Actually got time for questions. Amazing. You still breathing? Yeah, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat, because when people speak, they just blah, blah, blah and waste everyone's time. So questions, not statements. Any questions? Let me help you out for another 10 minutes. Yes, there's a course there. Steve's putting the course on. We'll put it up on the end as well. But if you're like, yeah, oh, it's half price. The course is half price until tomorrow. So you got till tonight to think about it. So it's normally $1,000. Because we do this as a special offer, we make it $500. The reason I do that is just to create urgency. It's a good deal for you. But here's the thing: people say, oh, I really need that. It's really good. I trust Smart, and they just don't get around to it. So actually, it helps you and me to give you a little kick in the bum and say it's half price for a day. Yeah. So a loving nudge out of the nest. Okay. How do you keep your energy on the high? You don't need to. You shouldn't, in fact. Low rest and digest energy. Today, I'm just annoyed and fucking full of adrenaline, and I've been fasting, so I'm in a particular mood. I can regulate my mood to some extent, but you don't need to be high energy all the time. In fact, if you do, it's exhausting, particularly for those of you who are introverted. Yeah, you can do chill marketing, low-key marketing. What if you can't put your niche in words? Then you've got some work to do, Ruth. You've got some work to do to articulate it. It's who you can help with what. Sometimes that takes people a year to do that. Erika, it took you about a year to figure out your niche, didn't it? About 10 coaching sessions before you figured that out.
Yeah, and I'd say it continues. You know, you can just get more and more refined as well. So I don't think it's ever like done. You know, yeah, I would say.
Great. And you said your problem is computer skills. Someone said that. So you can outsource that if you can't learn it. Okay, I can't help you with computer skills, but you can outsource it. Yeah. Get a 15-year-old to run your social media. How long is the course? It's an evergreen course. It's not a live course. It's several hours of video that you can work through in your own time. I recommend spending a couple of months working it through. You could watch a video a day for a couple of months. It's quite chunky. You can see on the page, click on that link, you can see what's in it. What is the idea of the ideal customer is false? Of course it's false. It's an archetype. It's not the real world. It's a useful orientating point. You might have two ideal customers that are completely different. Bit difficult to speak to them though, if half of them speak Arabic and half of them speak Italian though, isn't it? Okay. So the Italian Arabic speaking market's much smaller. So yeah. Also there's stuff that you do that for fun that isn't your niche, right? Who here knows that I'm an expert in the Battle of Stalingrad? Okay. Who here knows that I'm a massive Warhammer 40k fan? You probably don't even know what Warhammer 40k is. Anyone a Warhammer 40k fan? Okay, it's a science fiction modality. Okay, you don't need to know that because they're my hobbies. You know what hobbies are? They're things you do for fun that you don't get paid for. It's good to have hobbies. Have a fucking hobby. Okay? Helping gay people in Russia is another one of my hobbies. It's a hobby. Okay, I don't get paid for it. I get paid next to nothing for it. All right, it's got a few business benefits for me, but not really. Okay, it's just a hobby. It's just something I enjoy. It's fine to have hobbies. Just don't pretend they're your business. All right? Cool. Some of you are going to have to go Google Warhammer 40k, the grimdark 41st millennium with space marines. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay. It's not my business, though. That's why you don't know me for it. Niching is just what you're known for. I want a private message from all the Warhammer players. Okay, this course is over 10 hours worth. Thank you, Steve. Who helps with your marketing? Someone's asked me. I have a whole team and they're not cheap. Okay, unless you've got a budget of about £500,000 a year, I wouldn't recommend them just because they're high end. If it's specific things, I might be able to help. I'm ADHD. Me too, Ruth. It is a challenge. That's why I employ Daniela. Okay, that's why I employ Aggie, who you've probably never met, but she really runs my company. Yeah, you employ, outsource, or learn anything you're crap at. Okay, so you outsource it, you employ someone, even if it's 1 hour a week, okay, or you learn it. They are your options. So what are you crap at? Copywriting. Can you learn it? Yes, you can. Buy a book on copywriting. Really important skill. SEO. I taught myself SEO and I'm crap at computers. In the early stages of my business, before I could afford to outsource it, I was ranking above London Business School for the term leadership training. Boom, shakala. Fuck you, London Business School, you old people who know nothing. Okay. So I was young and hungry and I learned the skill of SEO. It didn't really exist then. I got one mate to teach me it a little bit and then I learned it. I wasn't good at it, but I was good enough. I was good enough to rank above London Business School for a year until they cottoned on. Got a lot of work in that year. Okay. They probably had a whole team working on it. Good. How to value your product. It's not what you think of your product, it's what your client thinks. You don't matter. Okay. If your client thinks your product is amazing, it is amazing. And you need to shut the fuck up. Who here is a yoga teacher or a dance teacher? Do your clients ever tell you you have a great class? That's who you listen to. Okay. Your job is to be of service. Yeah. Pricing is a whole nother matter. Okay. Here's how you price your class. As high as you can, and then decide if you want to make it more accessible. Okay, so those are two parts of it. How do you know how much you can pay? Well, it's perceived value is what you're looking for. It's all marketing, the price. It's not really the product. Okay, and it's what people will pay in the marketplace. There's no such thing as a fair price. Okay, it's what people will pay. That's all it is. That's how capitalism works until we get a better system, and maybe one day we will. That's how it works. Is what people are willing to pay. Your competitors might give you an idea, but actually, I'll give you an idea. I paid £1,000 for this phone. Okay, if you'd have said 10 years ago that people would pay £1,000 for a phone, people said you're tripping. That's ridiculous, right? But what iPhones managed to do was make it desirable enough that you pay £1,000 for it. I'm a bit out of love with it now, but yeah, makes sense. So, and then if you want to do charity work, if you want to do free places, you want to do reduced price places, great. I do that too. It's good to make things accessible, but know how much you could charge, even if you don't charge that. That's how you do pricing. Simple as that. Niching is more you can charge more for. If you're just an average yoga class that everyone goes to, that's a commodity. That's like bread and milk. Okay. If you want to be charge as much as, I don't know, high class bottle of wine or whiskey, you need to be a bit special. Yeah, you need to be specific. Yeah, you can charge much more for yoga for pregnant Latina women who like rock music, okay, than you can for yoga. Because if you're that kind of demographic, you're going to be like, awesome, this is perfect for me. I'll walk across town to get the shut the fuck up hairdressers. I won't go to the one that's next door. Right? I'm paying in my time, which is my most valuable commodity. Cool. I've been interacting with a few people, but don't know how to go from there. Okay, I don't quite understand the question. Why my course over everyone else? Well, not over everyone else for everyone. I would say it's one of the few well-structured ethical marketing courses out there. There's very few. You could go to Tad Hargreaves. You could go to Hello, Nadra's Child. You could go Hello. You could go to George Cow if you don't like me. George Cow's much softer than me. He's got a different style. He's very good. But if you want this style, you want something effective and you want something that's well structured, then buy my course. But if you don't, you don't. Yeah. I mean, personally, I started teaching marketing because all the books I saw on marketing were gross. They were like, how to manipulate people into buying your stuff. I was like, ew, I don't want to do that. Yeah. My husband loves Warhammer. Yeah, I'll geek out with him someday. Social media, great. Difficult to find this. Yeah, it takes some work, Karen. But there's lots of starting points. What do you love? What are you good at? What are people? Who comes to you for help? You heard me coach about 3 of them. There's a whole section on niching in the course. Oh, George Cal put bonuses in the course. You get him as an extra. That's awesome, Steve. I'm not doing it later in the year because it's a full year-round course. It's an evergreen course. You can buy it whenever you want, but it is half price until tomorrow. Okay, we'll send an email out, but it's right there if you want it. Okay, let's get the course up on the screen. Steve, put the course up. People can have a look at it. If you wouldn't mind screen sharing. What, Nadja, what's your child called? What's their name? Okay, so this is the course. Don't rush by it. Have a good look at it. Take half an hour. Have a glass of wine or a cup of tea. No rush. You've got till tomorrow. Okay, 12 hours of learning. So it's quite a bit there. It'll take you a little while to get through. It's got embodiment content. I guess that's a bit unique. The problem with learning theory is it doesn't actually take away the fear. Leela or Layla? Leela? Leela! Hello! Hello! Don't listen to any grown-ups. They know nothing. Ciao, Bella. Okay, so good. Delighting a child. My day has not been wasted. So it's the inner part and the outer part, okay? The inner part is the psychology, or the psychology of marketing, psychology of money. We haven't really touched on the psychology of money today. It's a huge thing. The outer part is how to do marketing. It's the practicalities. Yeah. What can they learn? Mindset, strategies. Great. Course overview. Let's go to the course overview. Let's see what it is. Introduction, blah, blah, blah. Money mindset. Let's click on that. Right. It's all about money, your family, your culture, your trauma, your gender, intergenerational stuff, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Money and trauma. Money is power. Money exercise. It's not just theory. There's a whole load of practices. We haven't done any of this. So practices about how you handle money, practices about how you deal with money, like practical exercises, because just theory isn't enough. Yeah. Embodied stuff. Yeah, centering around asking for money. That's a really good exercise. Let's do that now. Let's give them something else for nothing. Here's what I'd like to do. Last exercise of the day. How much does your yoga class cost, or your therapy session? Everyone know a figure? Or your yoga holiday? You got a figure in your mind? How much does it cost? Maybe it's €5, 500 euros. Okay, please say that number out loud. Say my yoga class or my therapy class costs. Use whatever language you like. Okay, who collapsed or contracted while saying the price of their product? Who got pushy or wimpy? Okay, now center yourself. Put your feet on the ground. Relax your belly. Think of someone awesome like Layla who makes you smile. Okay. All right. Hello, you make me smile. You've totally cheered me up, by the way. Totally cheered me up. Cats and cool kids. So think of someone who makes you smile. Relax your belly. Take a breath. Okay, now name your price. Yeah, say out loud, not just in your head. We're practicing, guys. We're not visualizing. The yoga holiday costs 500 euros. The dance class costs 20 euros. Say it out loud. How was that? How was that different? How was that? Yes, we'll email you, but click on it now if you want to have a look. How was it? What was the difference the second time? Calmer, great feeling, more compelling. We literally fixed you being fucked up around marketing in about, shouldn't swear if there's a child around, in 1 minute. It took us 1 minute to fix how screwed up you were, just with that little exercise. Now imagine if you practice that. Now we can start raising the money, can't we? Try one more. Say the same again, but double the money. So some of you still need some practice. Some of you have already got it. Yeah. If it's too much, just a little bit more, 20% more money. So practice. The first time I said to a corporate client, the training would cost £2,000 for a day, I couldn't breathe. I sold a £10,000 coaching course by text message on Sunday. Aggie said, who runs the company, we've got a bit of a cash flow problem. I said, give me an hour. Texted a couple of ex-clients. I said, I've got a new coaching course. You know me, you trust me, cost you £10,000, a big price ticket. Just taking a couple of clients. One of them texted back within the hour, 10 grand. Lovely guy too, actually. Lovely guy. Nothing wrong with him. Actually, I gave him a deal, 9 grand. Gave him a discount. So, yeah. Notice if you've got like images now, I could never do that, or Mark's an arsehole, or what a ripoff, or what's going on in your head. You don't need to do that, guys. It's perfectly ethical. The guy knows what I do. I'll give him more than that in value. You get it for free, though, you lucky people. Okay. Literally, I'm coaching him on marketing as well. Literally. Okay, cool. All right. So, good. What was your main takeaway today? One thing you learned today. It's about mindset. It's half about mindset. It's also about having strategy. You need both. You need to do the work as well as have the mindset. It's not just about visualizing. The attitude, fun, value, giving value is the key thing. Tell them about the sandwich, guys. That's all I'm asking. The world's full of hungry people like me who need sandwiches. God, I need a sandwich right now. Okay. I'm going to break my fast with something nice and simple tomorrow, like a massive lamb curry. Oh, my stomach's literally rumbling. Tell people about it. Time prioritized. Marketing can be friendly. God, that's a simple way of saying it. Thank you, Nadja. You did brilliantly today. I appreciate your help and the joy you brought to my slightly broody life. Marketing can be friendly. That is a lovely way of saying it. All right. At the beginning, I asked you to rate your skill out of marketing out of 10. What is it now? After a mere 90 minutes with Walsh, man, and Erika, a mere 90 minutes. Steve lovingly looking after you while I shout at you. What is it now? Have you gone from a 3 to a 4 in 90 minutes? Who's gone up a point at least? Give me a wave. Who's gone up a point at least? By your definition. Some of you are like, no, I learned nothing. I've wasted my life. Bad luck. You're not getting your time back. Okay, so hopefully you've learned something. If you want to buy the course, take a look at it. Don't rush the decision. Just look at it. Decide if it's appealing to you. I promise you it will make you a better marketer. Why should you believe me? Because in 90 minutes, I just made you a better marketer. Okay, so if I can do it in 90 minutes, I can do it in 12 hours. Yeah, with exercises spread over time, all that good stuff. Okay, it's much better than my ramblings when I haven't eaten in 3 days. It's fucking properly structured. All right. So if you want to have a look at that if you got this in 90 minutes, you'll get at least, let's say 5 times as much as you got from this, at least in that course. At least. That's conservative. Yeah. If you don't have any money or you don't want to buy it, if you want to help me out, you can iTunes rate our podcast. Give me a sense of the podcasters. Give me an iTunes rating. Stars are good. They bring you up the rankings. Or if you bought my books, that's a cheap option. They're not on marketing, but if you want to buy any of the books, like the new one, Amazon reviews, really appreciated. Or just tell your friends. Send one of my videos or one of your podcasts book. Who's got no money but is willing to tell a friend about what I do as a thank you. It's a kind of like, help me out, you know? Yeah, appreciate that. If you're willing to do that, can you do it now? Because otherwise you'll just forget. You're willing to do it now and not like say you will and then forget. Okay. So that would be a lovely thank you because I have put my whole fucking heart and soul into this 90 minutes. Okay. Can we say thank you to Steve for someone else? Marta is in Portugal as well, I think. Yeah, Portuguese. I need Portuguese friends. Message me on Facebook. Okay. Steve, can we say thank you for Steve for looking after us? Thank you to Steve. Okay, thank you for Erika. Seriously, thank you to Erika. Come on. If it wasn't for her, you'd all think you had to be like me, and that would be a disaster. Okay, and most of all, thank me. No, most of all, thank the cats. No, most of all, thank yourself for coming, for making 90 minutes to do something that's a bit awkward, a bit difficult. It's kind of hard work. It's a Wednesday evening for most of us. All right, but you made the effort to learn something new, to be uncomfortable, to be shouted at by me and loved by Erika and Steve. Okay, you made the effort. So can everyone give yourself a pat on the back, especially yoga teachers that could easily do it. Look on the screen. Let's give each other some love in the last 2 minutes. Wishing each other well. If you imagine all these people, if they were all as good at me at marketing, which is basically just average, remember? Okay, I'm not a genius. I get advice from people. If everyone on the screen did things the size or the impact of the Embodiment Conference, 500,000 people. That was my warm-up gig, by the way, 10 million next time. Looking on the screen, if everyone here impacted 500,000 people, or maybe they just impacted 10 people, but they saved their lives. You know, there's one woman who was in one of my workshops who left an abusive husband the next day and took her kids out of an abusive relationship. I still remember that email she sent me. It's 5 years ago. And if all of my career had just been helping that woman, it would have been fine, wouldn't it? It would have been not been a wasted life. There's kids that are growing up not being fucking battered today because of that workshop. Yeah, it's 3 kids. Fucking, that's amazing. That's just one thing. But here's the thing: you all do shit like that. You don't even know it. There's yoga teachers who stop people committing suicide. There's meditation teachers who help people get sober when they're addicts. You don't even know it sometimes. You only hear about some of them. Yeah. So imagine everyone here was having that kind of impact. 500,000 people, saving kids from getting battered, saving people from suicide, whatever it is. Boom. That's a nice vision, huh? And by the way, if you want to do that, you need to learn some fucking marketing. So whether you train with me or someone else, get on with it. Okay, that is my final message. Whether you train with me or someone else, get the fuck on with it. The world needs it too much. Okay, it doesn't need your bullshit. Tough love from Uncle Mark. Sweet love from Erika. Technical love from Steve. Cat love from Grandma Groove. Everybody saying lots of love to everyone here, if you're willing. Let's say a traditional ending. Steve, click on that link if you want to have a look at it before it disappears. Everyone click on the link, because otherwise this session is going to be over. All right, good. So we have an ending. We say thank you, goodbye.